Hey, what's up, guys? Today we have a client. We've been working together for almost a year now. We started in August, completely have turned his business around. So, going to be hearing more about that, kind of like an interview style of the bottlenecks, where they currently are, where they want to go. So, Andy, what's up, dude? Want to introduce yourself, a little bit about the business you have, and we can just dive into it.
Yeah, man. The business is Saint Candles. It's a luxury prayer candle company. We operate mainly out of the United States. We do wholesale and then online sales. Since bringing Lars and Arlo in, it's just absolutely just transformed our business.
Sweet, dude. Yeah, it's come a long way for sure. What would
Yeah,
you say, like, like, where would you say, because we talked, I mean, seems like time is flying, but, where was your business kind of before we started working together, and like, what was the biggest struggle that you guys were having, like the bottlenecks?
yeah, man. I can't believe it. It has actually hasn't even been a year yet. We really kind of started going in August. So basically, it was all in just where our numbers lied. Um, we have wholesale and then we have online sales, and kind of our wholesale numbers were just masking how horrendous our online sales numbers were doing. And so, um, like when we really started looking into how our online sales were doing, we were losing hundreds of thousands of dollars per year and just frivolous ad spending and just not optimizing that side of the business. And again, I'm really thankful for, you and your team for kind of coming in there and, firstly, kind of looking under the hood and seeing it and kind of unveiling it, because as a business owner, that's hard to see. But yeah, that's kind of where we were at when you guys kind of came in of, essentially just we could not figure out how to essentially get positive on our ad spend.
Yeah, I remember now, like, one of the biggest things you guys had too was like a previous person in like a leadership role that there was just no tracking of
Yeah.
metrics at all, and we started to look around and we're like, holy shit, like you guys are at like a point 0.2 ROAS. You guys weren't even breaking even at all. Um,
It was horrendous. And I think like when you're in the company, like just trying to drive it, it's so hard to go back and look at the metrics. And sadly it's kind of like you if you have someone that you kind of have the trust in, you don't really necessarily check on it, and you open it up and you just kind of see what's under the hood, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is rough, really, when you start calculating the numbers. Yeah, it was quite troublesome, especially because, you guys came in August. So that meant, fourth quarter is our biggest time of the year. That's where, as for e-commerce companies and our product and everything, that's like a third of our revenue coming in just that fourth quarter alone. And so we basically had about 2 months to get everything figured out to try to have a good fourth quarter.
yeah, I mean it was a lift, but I mean we killed it for the fourth quarter,
Yeah,
especially Black
broke
Friday.
broke sales records.
Yeah.
I absolutely broke sales records. Hundreds of thousands coming in. And again, going from, again, we're a seven-figure candle company, and so, like, it's not like we were, making just like a few grand here and there. We're working with big numbers, big ad spends here. And so it takes a lot to kind of do the movement that we were able to do in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, for sure. And I think a lot of ecom brands, they or just businesses in general, they don't think about the data because they see, you guys have a pretty big presence online, which has obviously exploded over the last not even year. But when you have, you know, X amount coming in per month, you're like, oh, we're cool. Like there's sales, you're getting, stuff like that. But then you start looking at the metrics of how much you're spending and your overhead. And, for you guys, you have three different, like almost departments for this business. Um, you start to like really, like we did, uncover the bottlenecks, and you're like, oh wow, like there's a lot we need to fix. So, I mean, we got it fixed. Fourth quarter was great. Um, you know,
Mhm. And like we can dive into the specifics of it a little bit just to so we can show it is
Hey guys, real quick, Lars here. This is just one of the clients that me and my team work with to scale their ads, identify bottlenecks, hit record months. Just in the last 8 months, we have generated over $14 million for clients that we work with. So if you want me and my team to personally look at your business, click the link down below, book in a call, and I'll see you there.
you guys kind of went in and you looked at everything. Um, I kind of think of it as okay, like you you have your ads and the actual, the algorithm that is going out, and that's not my specialty. So but you guys started at the baseline of, okay, you have the ads going out, but we need to go back in and look at the actual ad and the creative overall. And then beyond that, we need to look beyond, okay, the ad and see how, okay, what's happening on the website and the conversion. And really just seeing, okay, what is that full process and full journey that customer is creating, um because everything is affected in that, going from the ad of the person seeing that creative to clicking on the site to clicking on the product to clicking on the product page to doing the checkout, to like that, like it's a journey that most people aren't actually thinking about.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, just outside of the ads too, I mean, we added something like upsells. There was never any of those.
Yeah,
We
I
added,
think, I mean, just in kind of what you guys built on the website alone, we've added, I mean, we're adding, we're adding an extra 5 grand to our bottom line without us touching anything, of just some basic upsells that you added onto the site. Um, and then obviously just more optimization kind of from there.
yeah. Yeah, I think no, it's been huge. I mean, we've, you know, added an extra 50K just by doing this thing and then another 50K just by doing this thing. Like, I think that's a lot of ecom brands don't think about that too, is like
Mhm.
outside of ads, like, good returns on your ads, ROAS is important, but like there's a lot of other shit you can do
Mhm.
to really, especially for you guys have such like a strong following. And I feel like this,
Mhm.
year 2026, like we've been really able to like capture that.
Mhm.
And it's doing great. So, I mean, what would you say, like, I know you guys had a previous person you guys were working with. What's kind of like the difference you guys kind of have seen um, from that to now, and kind of like where do you see what's kind of the goal,
I
for
think
Saint?
I think the big difference is just kind of as a statement of just like ownership of, as in, like, you are thinking as the owner is saying, if I'm running this company, this is what I think we should do. And coming from that headspace, first and foremost over anything, I think is just the most important thing. Because again, it's it's not always necessarily the easiest thing that you and your team could do, but it's you saying, "Hey, I think this is the best route to go." So I think that's kind of, I think, the key difference. And then obviously, the what you're doing is obviously doing a fantastic job. I mean, and kind of, you guys have fixed the bottleneck of now it's not a conversion issue per se. It's quite literally a how quickly can we scale our ads now? Like that is our next phase of, in our company, because previously our bottleneck was, okay, we're losing money on ads. Now we're getting positive return on that first customer, and so now it's just how quickly can we scale from there.
Yeah. No, and that's the biggest part. Like, dude, once you have all those metrics dialed in, it's like at that point, it's just like infinitely, I would
Yeah,
say,
it,
more
it's
scalable,
mind blowing, and you're kind of sitting here, he's like, okay, all right, like I feel a lot better now.
Right. Well, we're in the spot now, and I don't want to say numbers, but like it's just we got to spend more money. And that's
Yeah.
because the return we're seeing, but it's a good problem to have, because
Yeah,
you,
knowing that's currently our problem, it's such a weird feeling. And again, it's like you're seeing the data, you're seeing the dashboard and everything, and you're like, all right, in my head, it's like like emotionally, it's hard to like wrap my head around, but it's like literally like the data says like like put more and more money into the ads, and we're gonna just keep getting better returns, and more and more revenue, which is just a crazy thing to think about.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy because you kind of have to detach from money a little bit, once you have
Yeah,
all the metrics, because it's like, hey, like
we're
five
spending a lot
grand,
per day.
five
I'm
grand
like,
a day is leaving the account. Like this is
yeah,
crazy,
I'm like, this
or
is a lot.
whatever.
This is a lot
Um,
that we're spending per day, but it's all coming back, which is just great to see.
cool. Well, dude, it's awesome. I'm glad killing it. What's kind of the end goal for Saint here? Like how big do you guys want to turn it into? I have an idea, obviously, but what would you say is kind of the end goal for it?
I mean, we'll be in my opinion, we should be able to at least double our sales this year. And then again, I personally think just in the space that we're at, um I'm not gonna say like we're in a space by ourselves, but there's the opportunity for us to scale into the into just the 8 9 figures is just is very well possible in my opinion, which is just a really cool place to be in.
Cool. Well, dude, I appreciate you talking a little bit about your business and how far it's come, and you know, got a bright future ahead. So we're just gonna
Yeah,
keep spending more money, keep scaling it, and I'm excited.
yeah. I'm happy for what we're moving forward with. So again, all like you guys, like you played a very significant role in this last year, and I do just kind of want to make that known. We would not be in the place that we're in if for if it was not for you guys. We'd be in a drastic different place. So be you obviously in our advertising, but just in our overall kind of business in general, um, it it really has just been an amazing partnership.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. This is a brand, Saint Candles, that I personally work with very closely, and we have scaled them to new record months. When they came to us, they were at like a point 0.2 ROAS. Now they have absolutely blown up on socials, doubled their following. They've doubled almost the money that they're making. Just super cool working with these people, helping them scale, identifying bottlenecks, stuff like that. So if you want us to personally, me and my team, look at your business, like I said, we have generated clients over the last 8 months, over $14 million. Click the link down below to see if you apply, book in a time to talk with me personally, and I'll see you there.